Hello, I'm Salty Dog, and I'm gonna be doing a bit of a review, going over some of the new features and stuff, of the brand new Crusader Kings 3. If you happen to saw my last video on Crusader Kings 3, you know I was like a bit skeptical if they were gonna be able to release this game without botching it like Imperator Rome, and I have to say, contrary to what Paradox usually does, this is a complete game. The DLC they released will not make this game complete because it's already a complete product. This doesn't feel like it's missing features or like anything important. It doesn't feel like they left something out just to add it as DLC. Like it takes all the base features of CK2 and just kind of builds on them, makes them better. But I'll go over it all. Where they succeed, where they fail, all that stuff. Let's look at like the most noticeable change is the graphics. Like it looks beautiful. The graphics look very nice, so much better, so much more alive. The characters age and look different. Your kids actually look like a mix of you and your spouse. Definitely just makes the world like pop more. Just makes it feel like just more alive. Hate to use the word again. But speaking of like the world, the map just looks so much better with there being more counties, and then you actually get to see the baronies. So like when you build another city, you actually get to see that on the map. Like one county is divided into so many baronies, and you actually get to see them, and you're able to put armies on there. So it definitely just adds some depth. One of the things I don't like is how there's no sprawl to like the cities to like your main castle. It's just like they all just look like a little wooden castle thing. I mean, I just think sprawl should have been implemented like just from day one. This is one of my biggest disappointments of it because there's sprawl in Imperator Rome even, and like I mean Constantinople, one of like the biggest cities during medieval times, like a medieval metropolis, and it's represented with a little wooden castle. I just wish that like I don't know, it would have just like been with the game from day one. They've already announced that with future updates they're gonna be adding sprawl, so I'll definitely be looking forward to that. But wish that it would have just been in there already. So yeah, just like a little bit of an overview. Like the map looks gorgeous, all the graphics are gorgeous. It's a clear upgrade over like Crusader Kings 2 and even other newer Paradox games. It looks very nice. So the UI in this game, I don't know. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I kind of prefer CK2. I just like how all the options were like on the top of the screen. I don't know, like I'm getting used to it. I don't know if I just prefer that because I was playing like a lot of CK2 lead up to the release of CK3, because I was just kind of getting hyped for it. So I don't know if that kind of like threw me off, but I don't know. I just kind of don't like how it's all on the side. I think it definitely looks a little bit cleaner now, but I don't know. That's just personal opinion. They fleshed out a lot of features from Crusader Kings 2, like family prestige. Like the bloodline idea from Crusader Kings 2 was cool, and that kind of showed how like one great person can just shape dynasties like based off their actions. But now with actual dynastic upgrades, it gives you like different playthroughs every time, allows you to roleplay a little bit more, and it allows family prestige to actually be useful, instead of just having like a little score at the end. And then it's just telling you like what other houses were similar to it and like being known. Like it the new like dynasties, they kind of affect a lot. Because like the more well known your dynasty is, it impacts how much prestige you get from being born, how much from marrying into your family. Just very cool stuff. I'm glad that they kind of updated it. Another greatly improved aspect is the military, especially the men at arm regiments. They work a million times better than the routine units from CK2. Like how there was a limit even if you could afford them. Like it didn't make sense role playing wise or mechanic wise. Because I mean, like during the if you played like a tribe, it was based off of prestige, and you could have like 1,000 of them. But then as soon as you go to feudal, you have like a 100 routine limit, and even if you have all the money, you still couldn't buy them. Now, all to be able to get them, you just have to be able to afford like a buy-in cost and then upkeep. So you could have up to 5-minute arm regiments, and then you can upgrade their sizes with more gold. And then even through upgrades to your dynasty perk tree, you can even get more minute arm regiments. I mean, I'm just very glad that they overhauled that, made it a little bit more realistic. So now, like before, you'd have like commanders and stuff, but now like your champions actually get to like fight on the field with you, like as your knights, and their prowess can kind of like how good they are at fighting can really turn the tide of battles. Like I was playing just like Ireland start, I was playing on Tutorial Island. If you play Paradox games, that's always a good place to start. And like my 6 knights, they just had like good prowess. They took out 75 people with 0 losses. Like they can decimate levies, which is really like that's such a good boon, especially if you start as like one of like the lower counts, And now with military, it also like shows your budget and how long you could raise your armies for and not go into debt. Which, I mean, I've never even thought about that before, like even playing Crusader Kings 2. But, I mean, it makes sense, just like roleplay-wise, mechanic-wise. You'd want to know how long you could have your army, like, up and running, 100%, and be able to pay for it. So, yeah, just, like, a lot of very cool details that they added that, like, you don't even really need. Another greatly improved feature is the buildings. Now, like, each, barony, like each like duchy only has a couple slots, so you can't build everything, but the bonuses they give you are better in my opinion. Like like when you build a level 1 barracks, it gives you like plus 100 levies. It just gives you more like concrete stuff, and it definitely helps you role play a little bit. You have to make decisions. I mean, like in Crusader Kings 2, you just needed enough money and prestige to buy like all the upgrades. You could have like a fully decked out thing. Like, and also another part of that building upgrades in CK2, you could upgrade buildings, but you couldn't see farther ahead than just one upgrade. Now you can like see how it all plans out, so you can kind of like plan ahead to see like how much money would I need to upgrade this to level 2 and 3. What does that give me? Is it worth it compared to other upgrades? And then another thing, you have 1 slot for duchy buildings. But you need to control like the entire duchy, you need to be like the duke of it. And they give you like great bonuses, and they're a little bit more expensive, but you only get 1 slot for it. So there's like armories, tax office, stuff like that can really just like help you in a lot of ways. The counselor system has been overhauled completely. It is so much better than CK2. Now, serving on your liege's council gives you like concrete benefits. Like if you're your liege's steward, then you get better tax collecting bonuses, and the bonuses actually correlate to what position on the council you are. So if you're the spy master, you get better scheme power. I like how they're giving you like actual benefits, actual rewards, actual like stat boosts. Because before it would just kind of like put you in a bit of a position of power, or if you were the spy master, you were able to do schemes against your king like better. So I'm glad that they kind of like upgraded that, just made it like just better in every single way. And now your counselors like have a lot more to do. I find like sending them on their like alternate stuff, not just what they're set to on default. Like when you conquer provinces, they like get a low control rating, or if it's conquered by the enemy, and you have to send your marshal in there, because when they're low control, they don't give you taxes or levies. So I mean, and again, that's just like more kind of like little details, like realism stuff. Like if your town just got conquered, it's not going to go back to normal as soon as the war's over. There's going to be bandits, their army's not going to be there. So I like how there's just more stuff for them to do, and it also makes sense. And now you really want your counselors, like, to be good at their jobs. Like, before in CK2, it was just kind of based on, like, okay, who would, like, support me, who's a loyalist. But now, like, you want them to have good stats, because when they're bad at their jobs, they literally fuck up everything. Like, they're giving claims to your land to your neighbors. They're letting bandits in. They're not hiring, they're not hiring sheriffs, so there's more crime. Like, they can really fuck shit up if you have just, like an ass counselor. Which I think is really cool, because that's what would happen. You're counting on them to control an entire portion of the realm, and they're like, they're bad at it. So now, like, on to, like, the last little just great thing I love about this game is, like, the new religion aspect. They made the systems and mechanics, like, more diverse, more interesting, more historical. Now you can, like, choose to create and reform your own religions. And, like, the making of your own faith is super cool, because you get to choose the new tenets of your faith. Like, what they believe, how they react to certain crimes, You can have it where it's like, being gay is shunned upon, or maybe it's like, maybe it's celebrated. Maybe that's the norm, and you get to choose. So it's just, like, it's super cool. It's like character customization, but for religion. There's, like, a lot of options, like, I don't know, it just kind of seems weird now that it's missing in CK2, that you couldn't create your own religion, because that's what plenty of, like, kings did. They're like, I want to do this, the church won't let me, so you can just create your own religion and bypass them. And then another cool little detail about this game is that, like, now there's stress in the game. You can have, like, stress levels. So every character has a personality. So when you make decisions, it can give you stress in different stress levels. So going against your personality causes stress. So if you're greedy, and then, like, a little pop-up, an event comes up, and you give money away, that would give you stress, because that's going against your personality. So it's just kind of like forcing you to not really min-max, and more just, like, roleplay, which is so cool. So, like, yeah, that's really all I have to say. All the features they've added and expanded upon are great. The game looks great. It blows Crusader Kings 2 out of the water. I'm very glad that my last video on Crusader Kings 3 was wrong. Like, it's great. Really, I recommend that you buy it if you have the money, or wait till the first sale, because it's great, and I can't wait for the new DLC to come out and just kind of, like, flesh out the world farther. So this has been Salty Dog. I'm signing off. If you like this video, like, subscribe. If you didn't like it, tell me why in the comments, bro. That's all.